Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Indieheads Podcast. I'm your host, Matty, aka Kanye G. On this week's podcast, we have
Ethan.
Josiah.
Hey, so we're back after about a week or so. This podcast is supposed to be the best of the year podcast so far, but due to scheduling conflicts and whatnot, we're kind of delaying that to, I think we're going for Thursday now, so we're going to try to record it, so it'll come out Friday. So if you're listening to this podcast like, oh, are they going to talk about their favorite records of the year? No, not yet. It's going to have to wait. I'm sorry.
Well, one of my records that I mentioned in what I listened to this week is one of my favorite records of the year. And one of Josiah's albums is one of my favorite albums of the year, too. So it's a little sneak preview.
Sure, we'll go with that. So yeah, again, along with being called the Indieheads Podcast, we also have the nickname of the Broken Promises Podcast. We promise things and we can never do them. Like, remember the Pitchfork documentary? Yeah, that's... Look, I tried editing some of that, and I just was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I gave the footage to Sara. I have no idea what she's going to do with it. But nothing will overcome it. However, we are going to Pitchfork this year in I think it's 2 weeks now? It's like a little over 2 weeks, and we'll probably be doing like vlog. I'm going to try to make sure we do vlogs. So we actually have content from the Pitchfork extravaganza. Alright, anyways, let's get into the news right now. So first off, Kanye West, the most indie artist of all time, has just dropped a new music video for his song Famous, but it's not really a music video, it's more of an experimental art film than anything. And it is... And I know, okay, I guess spoiler alert. So if you're, if you haven't watched the video and you don't want it spoiled for you, but the thing is, you probably already know, it's already been spoiled for you probably because you've seen all the screen caps and whatnot.
Is it even a spoiler? It's just
at this point,
a thing that exists now.
Yeah, I guess at this point it's not spoilers. I was playing Overwatch with Jeremiah the night the video dropped, and I was like, he's like, I haven't watched it yet. Like, just don't tell me what happens. So that's kind of why I still have that mindset. Anyways, the video depicts a bunch of celebrities, including Kanye West himself, Kim Kardashian, Amber Rose, Ray J, Chris Brown, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Bill Cosby, Anna Wintour, Donald Trump, and I feel like I'm missing someone. Is that it?
Wasn't it Rihanna or something?
I already said Rihanna.
Yeah, I already said Rihanna. Anyways, it's a bunch of
Did you say George W. Bush? You did not.
Oh yeah, George W. Bush. So basically, a bunch of very famous people who have some sort of relation to Kanye are all naked in a bed, and that's the video essentially. They're all naked in a bed, and everyone is mad. Everyone is mad. You have people on one side who are like, this video is creepy. It's terrible. Kanye West is a misogynist, a rapist supporting piece of shit. He's an awful person. He sucks at music. Fuck Kanye West. And then you have people on the other side, which is the side I'm on, and I'm like, God damn it. Kanye, you did it again, okay? You had me. You lost me for a second there, Kanye, but you had me. I'm back, okay? I'm back on the Kanye stand-up train, all right? I'm back in the Kanye militia after this video, all right? It is...
Can I go somewhere in between the dichotomy?
That's fine, because that's where I was at last time, like when Life of Pablo dropped. That's where I was at, but I think this video kind of brings me back into the Kanye militia a little bit at least.
I've actually seen the video. I've only seen a screenshot of all of them in the bed, but I think we can all agree that Kanye is not like the most supportive of women. Like he's not doing feminism any favors.
Oh no, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one at all. But I'm not gonna
on that level, like, not great, but, like, also, he's Kanye, he's doing whatever Kanye does, and whatever Kanye does is at least interesting, if maybe bad.
I will say, defending the video, though, because you haven't watched the video, but I will say that, like, he did an interview with Vanity Fair about the video, and he did, like, specifically say, like, if there was any shot in the video that was too sexual, we cut it out, or we try to, like, our best to, like, not have it be too sexual. And I'm like, okay, Kanye, I like that, please. And that's like the main defense I could probably pick for the video. It's like, okay, yes, it's like when people going, it's sexual. It's like, no, you're implying that in your head, okay? You see a bunch of naked people in a bed sleeping, you think, oh, they just had an orgy. That's obviously, it's like, no, you just have a sick and twisted mind. They're all just a bunch of like naked people sleeping in a bed. Oh, and guess what? They all just happen to be famous. It's like, it's a very interesting video. It's going to be, whether you like the video or not, it is the video of the year. Okay, like there's no video that's gonna like. There's gonna be no.
To watch it with its title.
Wait, what?
Because I tried to watch it, and it was like title stream or something. It was this weird thing, and I couldn't actually find it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's up now on Tidal because actually, I copped a 60-day free trial using the podcast email.
I saw welcome to Tidal.
I mean, hey, it's ours to use now. So if you want it, I'll give you guys the passwords and whatnot. Anyways, but the video is definitely it's the best video of the year. It's very I think also in that Vanity Fair interview, kind of said the video was like. He said that Matthew Barney was like a huge inspiration to him. Which, if you don't know Matthew Barney, he's a contemporary artist, also known as Björk's ex, who she wrote an entire album about called Volnikura. It's a great album. It was the second best album of 2015. You should listen to it. But yeah, this video it's video of the year. Like whether you like the video or not, there's no video that's gonna have this much discussion. All right, like music videos right now, they're kind of in this very weird state where they're not really that essential. What?
I haven't watched Lemonade, but like people talk the hell out of that.
I mean, yeah, Lemonade. I think people are going to talk about this more. This video is way more controversial than Lemonade. Like, it's bringing out a lot of anger and it's bringing out a lot of just discussion. All right, like I'm going to find let me see. Do I have the comment screen capped? I do. So also because of this video, I literally lost a friend because of this video. I'm not joking. There was someone that I was friends with like in high school and I still kind of kept in contact with and followed her on Twitter and she was cool. I'm not friends with her anymore because we got into an argument about this video because she posted this status on Facebook. Kanye West is a repulsive, exploitative, misogynistic, verbally abusive, rapist supporting tool with a god complex. If you generally still vibe with this man, please exit from my life. Thanks. Now, to my friend, you aren't wrong on most of this stuff, okay? You aren't wrong. However, some of these reasons are why I love Kanye, because Kanye, maybe I don't love Kanye, I appreciate Kanye. Kanye is a very interesting, I think Kanye, I would describe him as like in celebrity culture as a necessary evil of sorts, because Kanye just does really controversial stuff, really for the sake of it sometimes, and it's kind of necessary, because sometimes celebrities are fucking boring. And there's nothing like really exciting going on, and the controversy is like accidental controversy. It's like, oh, they accidentally did this, but Kanye's like the only one who's going like, oh, let's actually legitimately like let's throw some chaos out there, like let's just do it for the sake of it. Well, Kanye, maybe that's not. No, we're just gonna make this video, okay? I don't care. All right, the response. If people get mad at this, that's what I want them to do, okay? Because he literally wants people to get mad. Because he posted a tweet saying, hey, who's gonna sue me for this video? All right, I'm waiting for the lawsuits. All right, he knows he's gonna get sued for this. He knows. He wants a reaction, okay? And it's awesome, and I love this video. It's video of the year. I love Kanye again, okay? I love Kanye. I'm sorry for overtaking this. Josiah, did you have any thoughts on the video since you saw it?
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird that like one of the main complaints I saw about it was that in the video there's a naked Rihanna next to naked Chris Brown, which is like, I guess, kind of in bad taste in some context.
I mean, here's the thing. I think of course, I think it's purposeful, obviously, like why they're in the bed together.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, after Chris Brown, like after that, you know, the incident happened between them where Chris Brown beat the shit out of Rihanna, they got back together like multiple times. All right. You know?
Exactly.
And they're still like friends, and like they're still collaborators. You know, they still work on music together every once in a while. Yeah, I believe so.
Messed up.
Which is like, of course, it's just a you know, sort of a which of course, if you wonder why didn't she leave him, you don't understand abusive relationships, and if you don't understand why Rihanna was like still got back together with Chris Brown, you know, like come on. But yeah, I think it was purposeful, and I think it's, of course, yeah. Is it distasteful? I mean, I want to say yes, but at the same time, though, it's like, yeah, it's distasteful, but you know, I'll forgive it. It's kind of it's. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, the main goal of an artist should be to get someone to feel something, and if that goal is to get someone to feel something, Kanye made a lot of people feel something. So I think he did his job, and I don't have much to say. If you haven't watched the video, I would definitely watch it. It's not safe for work. Really, prepare for something really creepy. Okay, like you have to prepare yourself for this. All right, don't come in being like, okay, I'm gonna watch a Kanye video. This is gonna be so much fun. Like, no, that you're not. Like, you remember the Aziz Ansari and Eric Wareheim video? You're not getting that. All right, it is the complete opposite of that.
Video of the year. That's the music video.
Okay, that's a great music video, but I think I prefer the Kanye version just because it's
just
like
watching them hump around Italy. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's the best thing I've ever seen.
Both things are good. All right, we should probably move on to the next news topic. So Hynes, he released a new track list for the new Blood Orange album called Freetown Sound. It comes out this Friday. It features Carly Rae Jepsen, Empress, Nelly Furtado, Kindness, Bia 1991, and Starchild. And I already mentioned it drops this Friday. So
Is
actually,
Nelly Furtado Nelly?
No, Nelly Furtado.
Oh.
Do you not, do you not remember Promiscuous? All right. Do you not remember Promiscuous? That is a bop right there. Anyways, I'm excited. Things actually just got into Blood Orange like a couple of weeks ago, so I'm really excited for this album. As you know, again, I think Keep It Deluxe is a really good album. You know, apparently I'm hearing like a lot of really good things about this album too. And of course, my girl Empress, she's got a feature on this album. All right, I'm excited for that. All right, I live for that shit. All right, Empress, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna see you at Pitchfork. Hopefully, meet you. I want to tell you how much I love your music. I want to tell you how much I love you. Me is a great album. It was underrated. I love you so much, and this album, I'm excited for it. It comes out Friday.
What's your phone number, Matty? Put out your phone number, just in case.
You're probably on the spot, Ethan.
Matty's phone number is... I don't actually know Matty's... I do know his phone number.
No. Give me a follow on Twitter at Monrovian Prince. That's the best way to contact me currently. Okay.
Oh, sliding into the DMs.
Slide in my DMs, Empress. No, she has a boyfriend though, so I can't. I don't want to mess that up. And I don't think I could be a homewrecker anyways. I mean, have you looked at me?
No.
Right. Anyways, so yeah, do you guys have any thoughts? I'm excited.
The feature list excites me. Apart from that, I like their deluxe. God, I'm legging out.
Apparently, someone who my dad works with, his son is Blood Orange's a manager. So,
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
I found that out, and also QT's manager. So.
Yeah, I think you told us about that in the chat one time. Like QT is like actually just one person. It's not like Sophie or anyone like that. It's like an actual person.
It's a person from Texas. It's like this whole, but I don't. PC music is fascinating still to me. I just love the whole aesthetic and mystery of it, and it's just super interesting as an art piece. Like shitty, terrible music, but like as performance art, it's super interesting.
See, I'm kind of on that same train where it's like it's such an interesting scene that I want to get more into, but I listen to the music, and besides like actually like Sophie's, which by the way, the singles compilation that Sophie put out last year is really good. I definitely recommend that. Some really good like kind of weird pop music. Yeah, the rest of it I just cannot get into. Like Hannah Diamond is trash. The Charlie XCX EP was actually kind of good, but it was only 4 songs. It had Sophie production anyway, so I enjoyed that. But like everything else is like, yeah, I want to like this, but I appreciate it. Like I appreciate the sort of the niche it's filling, but this shit, it just seems like it's just pop music with like a lot of sugar, like a lot of extra sugar, and pop music already has a lot of sugar. So instead of going from it's a
logical extreme.
Yeah, so instead of having like a large soda, you essentially get like a gallon soda. That's what PC
or it's just
music
like
is.
pouring sugar, just a granulated sugar down your throat, like no filtration.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, that it's like a packet of sugar versus like a jar of sugar, essentially, like being poured down your throat.
Clockwork Orange style, instead of your eyes being held open, your mouth is being held open.
Oh my god! All right, that's. Anyways, I think maybe
Blood Orange is releasing an album.
It's good. Hopefully, it's gonna be good. I don't think we'll do a discussion on it unless it's like gets like a lot of hype on the sub. Then we'll do a discussion, obviously. But if
I'm
it doesn't,
excited for Carly Rae Jepsen's feature because I'm really interested in what she's gonna do next after releasing this critically acclaimed album. Like, is she gonna try to reach a pop or like a mainstream pop audience again? Like after like some weird not like getting respect. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think CRG, I think she kind of realizes... I mean, here's the thing. She's performing at Pitchfork, so I think she kind of realizes, like, hey, why don't I... I mean, I'll probably I won't be able to get, like, a song like, as big as Call Me Maybe again. And so she's like, well, let me just make music that's like that is actually good, you know. Like I think she's probably gonna be, you know, like maybe like more of like a Robin type maybe. That's really that's a comparison I can think of right now.
Or like a Grimes or.
Oh yeah, Grimes. Well, I think Grimes is more. I'm talking about like more people who are like mainstream but make more like artistic pop music, you know.
Oh, like Skyfara. That would be
Yeah, Skyfara, or like what Lady Gaga wishes she was.
What she was and then isn't anymore.
That's true. All right, let's just get to the next news piece. So Vince Staples is enlisting James Blake for a new EP. James Blake has a new production on an EP that Vince Staples is dropping this summer. And also at Glastonbury, Vince Staples came out to perform with James Blake, and they did like a remix of Timeless. And I'm pretty fucking excited for this. I think Summertime '06 was a really good album that could have been like. It could have been a classic debut album. Like it could have been like an almost like an instant classic on the level of like Good Kid, Mad City, or you know, or like To Move a Butterfly, or you know, this is a Matty core album, but you know, like Ex-Military, The Money Store, just an album that like it comes out and it's like, oh damn, this is changing the face of rap. You know, it could have been something really cool and different, but you know, he kind of said, oh, let me make it a double disc album unnecessarily. And let me add a couple of filler tracks that really serve no purpose, and just make it a double album that it's like why? And let me just have like a double album that's a concept album that has kind of a weak concept in the first place. It isn't like exactly like stated or very clear. It's still a really good album though, but it definitely has its like fair share of problems. And it was pretty much the only project I could say from Vince that I really enjoyed, because I didn't really like the EPs he dropped before this or the mixtapes. I just could not get into Vince. It wasn't until Summertime '06 I'm like, okay, I finally get Vince Staples. All right, he finally got a project that I really enjoy out of him. And of course, if he's working with James Blake on this new EP, I'm excited for that. And the Timeless remix he did at Glastonbury, that is fucking tight. That is like, I wish that was on the record. Like, I know that Kanye feature could have been really good, but when I see a Kanye feature in 2016, I don't go, oh shit, a Kanye feature in 2016. I go, oh, a Kanye feature in 2016. Okay. This could be bad, or this could be really good. I'll see what other people say. So, but Vince, I can count on Vince to be, you know, very consistent lyrics and bars, and also another shitty thing that happened with Vince. He deleted his Twitter. Like, his Twitter was fucking hilarious. That's why I love Vince. He had a great Twitter, and he deleted, like, most of its tweets, and now it's just, like, boring PR Twitter now.
He pulled a Gambino.
I know.
It's like Gambino just fully deleted his.
Yeah, I'm sad. Like, why would Vince? Why? I mean, I get why, because Twitter can be a fucking awful place sometimes. I totally get it. But like, you had so many great tweets. Why would you? Like, because I think he deleted like a bunch of his tweets because he got in an argument with someone over like slavery. And was like, yeah, I'm sick. Like, I can't do this fucking Twitter shit. Like normal.
What is a position on like slavery? Like, is someone like, I'm still pro-slavery? Like, let's go back.
Oh yeah.
Like, how do
fucking I get it, Vince. I get it. I know why you did it. I'm sad. And you know, your tweets, I think they're like, I think there's someone put up like an archive of them, so they're not gone forever. But rest in peace, great tweeter Vince Staples.
Man, being pro-slavery has got to be pretty small group nowadays. I mean, obviously, but
I mean, Donald Trump is the leading candidate for the Republican presidency, so that's not as crazy.
That is true, and he does say all Mexicans are rapists. So,
and that all Muslims should be gone from the United States, or deported, and that the Muslim community knows who the terrorists are, and they're not reporting it.
And he also hinted that Barack Obama knew, or like about the shooting in Orlando. But besides the point.
I mean, this entire podcast could literally just be us hating on Donald Trump for like 40 minutes. All right, it'd be easy.
Podcast. That's every podcast now. I swear, like every podcast has just become hating Donald Trump because it's so easy.
Actually, it's a very interesting because I think Jeremiah we were in the chat, we were discussing this. Was this Jeremiah? I'm not sure if it was either in the chat or when I was playing Overwatch with Jeremiah that like hating Trump is like it's easy. You know how people like it's very fascinating how people hate on Kanye West. Like it becomes a part of their personality. You know, like, oh, I hate Kanye West. Like it becomes like a kind of like a somewhat significant portion of their personality. It's the same thing with Trump, where again it's very easy and people, it's like, hey guys, I hate Trump. It's like that fucking like meme from Family Guy where it's like 9, 11, and then people start clapping. That's what hating on Donald Trump is. And Donald Trump deserves the hate, trust me. But it's like, it's kind of cliche at this point.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Exactly. It's just like, and that's why I kind of like don't like. That's why on Facebook I don't really share political stuff. You know, even on Twitter, I don't even get too political on there either anymore. It's just like it's just shit post.
I got in a whole argument, but yeah, it's like we'll get off this tangent in a second. But the Westboro Baptist Church came and protested my school. Obviously, some of the worst human beings on the planet, but it took that for my school to like do any activism as a school. So like, okay, that's really easy. Like, okay, yeah, the Westboro Baptist Church suck, but there's also other things that suck a little bit less that we should be doing. Like, why does it take for the worst group in the country to come to our school for us to do anything? But yeah.
It's because like, oh, hey, I can hate the Westboro. It's easy. Like, it's easy to fucking hate on the Westboro Baptist Church. It's harder to do like actual real activism that like helps people out. It's like, boo hoo, what, like, they come and they know they're gonna get hate on. They want the attention, you know? Yeah. Like, don't give them the fucking attention. Like, block them off, you know? Fuck them.
What we did actually as a school, I think, is pretty cool, where we just stood there in silence, holding a poster, like, something about hate is bad. I don't remember. It was some banner.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty fine protest. Shit. We should probably get to what you've been listening to this week.
What did you listen to, Matty?
I listened to a bunch of stuff this week. So first off, I want to talk about the new Desiigner tape, New English. So Desiigner is someone that I have. Here's the thing. Overall, I like Desiigner. I really enjoy this mixtape. It's really good, but I'm kind of conflicted because it's like it goes against like my general kind of morals about music, you know, because there are songs in here where he sounds almost exactly like Future. Okay, like it is almost Future rip-offs across the board. And usually, if another artist like was starting to rip off another artist, I would hate this, and I'd go, "No, you can't do that. That you're such an inferior version of Future." However, we're in 2016. Future has been past his peak for 11 months now. His peak being DS2. Okay, Purple Rain, kinda Evil, I didn't listen to the new mixtape because it kind of hurt. It was This new Desiigner mixtape though. It's pretty good. It is like I made a comment on Twitter today that I compared it to Black Flag's Damaged, you know, which Ethan.
I've never listened to the mixtape, but I haven't listened to Desiigner ever.
Maybe because someone told me that like, don't you mean like every hardcore punk album from the '80s and like yeah, that's probably things. I'm not an expert. No, you're more of an expert than I am. But because the reason why I said that it was more like it was very similar to Damage, where it was very like it had these very short songs. It was almost pure aggression, like front to back songs, like would suddenly end. There's like songs in here that they're not even songs; they're more like snippets, you know, like very rough transitions. It just seemed like a very very like sort of like very quickly put together mixtape in like the best way possible because like almost every song in here I enjoy. Like, front to back, it is a very, very enjoyable listen, alright? Like, and of course, and you do have, like, fully fleshed out songs here that are fucking incredible. Like, I think the song that, like, I think most people are gonna go, like, holy shit, that is, like, what the day is fucking like. What the fuck? It's, like, a 6-minute long song. It has, like, a beat switch, like, right in the middle of it. It's fucking incredible. Desiigner, and I think there's a feature on there. I don't know who the guy's name is, because it's not, like, he's not listed, or he's not, like, credited. It's fucking incredible. You have Jet, which is Pusha T comes through, kills it. Desiigner comes through. It just like this is a really good mixtape, and that's something that like people didn't expect to come from Desiigner because it's like, oh, it's the Panda guy. Oh, this is just gonna be like Panda like 14 times. LOL, and it's like, oh, this is actually kind of good. This guy actually has like some serious potential. He still sounds like Future a lot of the time, but he has potential to kind of grow from that. And he's only 19, and he literally like outside of like this mixtape, he probably only has like. I mean, now with this mixtape, this is almost all the stuff he's officially released, like, now. So he only has, like, one official, like, project of stuff, okay? And he's got, like, the backing of good music. Like, Pusha T, Kanye West, Mike Dean, like, all these great names are backing him right now, you know? Like, the dude is living the fucking dream. Like, a year ago, he's a fucking struggle rapper from Brooklyn, and now he's, like, the number 2 most popular rapper in the world, if we're talking, like, Spotify streams and whatnot, who had the number 1 song in the country before Drake did. and before Future hasn't even made it into, well, he actually was in the top 20. Never mind. Future's never had a number one hit song. Yet this guy does it like all alone essentially, with like just with a lot of backing. Obviously, it's like it's incredible. Get. Oh god, and his ad libs are like he's just. I can't hate him. He's just pure energy, and I like that. I want that.
Yeah,
that's what's missing.
He brings
from
like
Future right now.
an energy to his music that I rarely get from Future.
Yeah,
if at all.
Which it's like if I had to describe this mixtape, it's essentially like what if Future decided to make an entire mixtape of groupies, where it has that pure aggression and just rawness to it, That's what this mixtape is.
I get why you compare it to Punk, because it has just like that spirit about it, where he's just like essentially putting his all into it, kind of. It reminds me of the way he like dances when he's performing live. He just goes
the fucking like
yeah,
literally this dude puked on stage while dabbing. Okay, you can't get unslipped. And also right now he's apparently like dating like Little Kim. Like I heard there's a rumor going out there that he's dating Little Kim, and it's like, man, this dude's living the dream. Honestly, like I can't hate on this guy. I can't hate on him. He's amazing. But speaking of things that are not amazing, Tegan and Sara, love you to death. I don't have much to say other than this is probably the most bland and boring synth pop record I've heard in a while. It's just like, because the reason why I listen to this is that for the best of the year, Zach was, we had a bunch of people who signed up initially and they put down their list, and I was like, I'm going to listen to every album that people list because I want to be able to like know everything that we talk about. So I listened to this album, and it was a piece of shit. It's boring as fuck. There's no songs in here that really like, oh wow, they're really inspired. It just sounds like by the numbers synth pop production, sort of uninterested singing and lyrics, and it's like, oh cool, this literally sounds like really boring top 40 music, but because it's two gay people doing it, it's really revolutionary, cool. And I don't really get like that often where it's like I get like kind of like anti, social justice stuff like that, but it's sort of like literally if Tegan and Sara was not making this sound would have no hype whatsoever. It's fucking boring as shit. So I don't recommend listening to this, but if you like synth pop, give it a shot, but it's boring as fuck. And it's only like 10 and the good thing is it's really short and it's only 10 songs, so hey, it's even though if it's like a half an hour, it doesn't feel that. It feels like it's like an hour and a half more than anything. So yeah, this is fucking boring. Next album, not boring. Lolina Live in Paris. So I was kind of not wanting to talk about this album at first because there's someone in the subreddit and I was doing a series of like overlooked albums of 2016, and I was going to talk about this album on that. So hey, if you listen to the Indieheads podcast, shush. I'm not going to list this in the description, alright? This is for the listeners only, okay? This is a secret. But we don't live in Paris. So, Lolina, if you guys do not know, is the pseudonym of Inga Copeland, who used to be in Hype Williams with my father, Dean Blunt. They did some really good music as Hype Williams, but I think Dean Blunt's solo work is incredible. The Redeemer is the best album ever made, and Black Metal is incredible too. And BBF, hosted by DJ Escrow, is the most, like, interesting hip-hop album outside of The Life of Pablo this year. Anyways, though, while I did say that BBF is interesting, I don't know if I could say it's like, oh, this is a really good rap album. It's like, it's really fucking interesting to listen to. It's a very interesting listen. But is it sonically, like, really enjoyable to listen to? This time over, Lolina Live in Paris is actually really interesting to listen to, and it's really good, too. It's actually, like, enjoyable music, and there's a bunch of, like... And even though it says Live in Paris, only some of the songs here are live. It's sort of like... It was originally released as a video... like a concert video, but it wasn't really a concert video. It was just sort of like kind of a weird art film, I guess. It wasn't like a weird art film. It was just sort of like a montage, essentially. It was kind of like how Captain Murphy released Duality, except not as like bonkers and batshit crazy as like Duality is. But yeah, this is some really fantastic like experimental pop music. So if you're a fan of Hype Williams, if you want some like really really interesting experimental pop music in your life, give this a shot. It's only like 35 minutes long. It's on Spotify. No one's listening to it. Like literally every song here has less than 1,000 plays. All right, I feel like Ethan right now with like my obscure band knowledge. Okay, so go check this out. Wheel Up My Tunes is a banger. The Lena in concert is like a fucking incredible intro. Like just some like really powerful lyrics, and just the vocals are great. And yeah, listen to this; it's really good. That's about it for all I have to say. What'd you listen to this week, Ethan?
So first off, I listened to Pretty Girls Make Graves, the new romance. I picked this up on vinyl about a week ago because I really, really love Pretty Girls Make Graves' debut album, which I think is their self-titled, if I'm not mistaken. I listened to that on repeat for like a week or two and kind of drifted off of that, but I remember really liking it and always mean to listen to it more. So I picked up this album after reading like this is considered even better than that by some publications that I glanced at while I was record shopping, and it is very, very good. I'm not sure if I enjoy it more than their debut album but I think it's a lot more dense, interesting, and fuller sounding. Their debut album is very immediately catchy and enjoyable, and with some great riffs, awesome synth work, really memorable lyrics, and very chantable lyrics in parts. This album doesn't really feel that way. It's a more subtle album. It's a more intricate album. So I've only listened to it a couple times, and that does not give it the time it deserves. It is a very, very interesting, in-depth album, much more than their debut. Even though their debut is fantastic, there's something less just upfront about this album, and but the moment I put it on or take it off the record player, I want to put it back on and just kind of keep digging into this record. So yeah, definitely check it out if you like, I don't know, pop, punk, indie, rock, electronic, post-hard. This music is they're very unique bands. They're actually pretty similar to Dismemberment Plan, in my opinion, in terms of their sound. And their Dismemberment Plan is my favorite band of all time. So it's, but it doesn't sound just like a sound-alike band. They're very different and unique in terms of their sonic palette, one of the few bands that kind of emulates the Dismemberment Plan's varied influences. Yeah, definitely check it out, though. Fantastic album, and I'm excited to listen to it much, much more. Guys, I just got my first Tinder message from a real person.
Oh, shit, It's lit.
Oh,
it's fucking lit.
She said she likes sci-fi in her bio, so I'm all over this.
Oh, it's lit. It's fucking lit.
Okay.
Our boy Ethan is growing up, okay? He's growing up in front of our very, very eyes.
That boy rising.
That boy. Fucking, oh god. Can I before you continue, so I've been playing Overwatch with Jeremiah lately, and Jeremiah and AJ, and literally all they talk about is Game of Thrones and The Killers and Japanese breakfast, and I'm so lost. It's like L plus J, it's like L plus R equals J. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
R
what the fuck is this?
Matty, that's why you get Overwatch for the PC, so you can play with your boy Ethan here.
See, I have a MacBook though, Ethan, and Overwatch is not on the Mac.
I do too. I just boot camped Mac or Windows.
See, I'm not willing to do that. Okay, I'm not like I don't play on my. I prefer to play with a controller. Is what I prefer to play with.
You can use a controller with your computer.
Yes,
okay,
Ethan.
I hate
but
that.
I've already bought Overwatch, and
I know.
But I enjoy playing with AJ and Jeremiah because we'll make dumb Harambe jokes because one of us will play Winston, and it's like, oh, rip Harambe or Harambe Rising or the Chopper Go Oscar for Harambe, or Chopper Go Oscar Harambe, or I can't get drunk every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Harambe. Like literally, Harambe is my favorite meme of 2016. And speaking of memes, talk about G.L.O.S.S, Ethan.
What the fuck was that transition? Okay, yeah, I listened to G.L.O.S.S Trans Day of Revenge. I wrote a really in-depth review on my blog, which is soundimplosion.blogspot.com. Soundimplosion.blogspot.com. I'm really good at plugging things subtly. But basically, I love this EP. Not just because they're queer band, even though that makes it that much better. But instrumentally and musically, it is one of the best hardcore records just ever. Or they're just so good at making hardcore music sound fresh and interesting, even though hardcore has kind of been like pounded into the dirt for the past 30 years. Like it just kind of, sure, there was evolution. There are great bands throughout the past 35 years of hardcore, but like there's so many bands that sound the exact same, and so many little differences that it's hard, that like almost every idea has been taken within this very limited sonic palette, but they still sound incredibly interesting and just absolutely brutal. They're and obviously they are a trans band, and they talk a lot about that on the record, being transgendered, and it's really powerful to listen to them and hear them. And Sadie Switchblade's lyrics are just so fucking brutal and powerful and empowering to disadvantaged people. And what I really like about this record, besides everything else I really like, is that she talks a lot about intersectionality with race. She talks about Black Lives Matter, and it's just really interesting. And just one of the, like, it came out right after the Orlando shooting, and I, like many people, was very mad at that whole situation. And it's just a perfect, like, soundtrack to anger at hatred, and yeah, it's 5 minutes. Give it a listen, even if you don't like hardcore punk. I mean, you might not enjoy it, but at least read her lyrics. She is an amazing lyricist. And if you don't like hardcore punk, definitely maybe check out her side project, Dyke Drama. It's pretty great. It's pop punk basically, which is really weird considering G.L.O.S.S is a hardcore band, and it's very different. But they just put out a new album recently, or she did. I'm not sure if it's a solo thing or if she also has other band members.
I think it's a collab, is what I remember reading about, like, City Switchblade. I think I remember hearing like about a collab with someone else. Maybe not like an actual album, but maybe a song. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, just listen to the Sadie Switchblade or Sadie Switchblade's Dyke Drama. She has an EP and an album, both of which are very, very fun, and a lot more lighthearted than G.L.O.S.S stuff, but not any less impactful.
Right. And this came out like right after the Orlando shooting, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. That, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you mentioned that. All right.
Yeah, and like, obviously, that's not even just that. It's just like, after the culmination of HB2 laws and just everything that has been kind of hurting the trans movement or the LGBT plus movements, it's just such a relief to hear this person just being really fucking angry, and just tearing apart hatred, more violently than hatred itself. That's why it's called Trans Day of Revenge, and like it's about revenge and about these people who hate them for no reason. But yeah,
they have reasons, but they're very fucking stupid reasons. We should mention that.
Yeah, yes. Fine. Yes, they have. Yeah, yes, they have reasons.
But they're fucking stupid. Okay, but continue on to the next album because
yeah.
Because right now you're acting like the Mr. Krabs disoriented meme right now. Sorry. Continue.
Upset she's gone. I've never understood that meme. Like, it's just like, I don't get it.
I mean, it's Mr. Krabs. He's very disoriented. And that's the meme.
People put that with everything.
I know,
like
because
it's the same with SpongeBob or whatever. It's just with everything. It doesn't make sense to me. You can't just apply this one thing to everything. Sorry. I just ranted about memes on a podcast.
See, the reason why Ethan doesn't understand because he doesn't use Twitter like 24/7 like I do, and he doesn't use Twitter
I use Twitter a lot, actually.
Why I never see you before? Why did I not see you on my goddamn?
Post.
Yeah, you don't post, but you never like or retweet my shit, boy.
Because I muted you because you tweet too much.
Okay.
You.
All right. You see, now it's serious. All right, but I totally get it though. Trust me. You're not the first person. You're not the first person like that I'm like good friends with that's muted me because like my ex-girlfriend did it. But no, actually, no, she didn't mute me. She just unfollowed me. Never mind. Continue.
I enjoy your tweets, Matty, generally, but it's just the pure volume of them that got to me.
And also my thirst retweets.
Yeah. Right. Or the one time you tweeted, like, I haven't had sex in a week or something. I'm like, good for you.
Did I tweet that? What did I tweet? Oh, God. That was back in, like, oh, God. Those are, like, that's, like, post-breakup times, dude. I'm like
I just tweeted you, thanks for letting me know.
Oh, God. All right. Okay, let's just get back to music, please. Christ.
No, let's continue to talk about Matty's lack of sexual intercourse.
Okay, you know what? Okay, ladies, if you're listening to this and you're going to Pitchfork,
let me
have a good time. Oh, no. Don't have a good time. Don't meet up with me. I'm a terrible person. Okay. I'm terrible.
Okay, yeah. I'll give you Matty's phone number so you can text him where you are so he can know to avoid you.
See, don't talk to me, but follow me on Twitter at Monrovian Prince. Okay.
And then follow him and mute him.
Don't mute me. I have very good tweets. Okay.
Okay, let me talk
I will make you feel better. Okay, I'm sorry. This is fucking terrible. Continue, Ethan.
I also listened to Upset, She's Gone. Upset are a Don Giovanni band. I love Don Giovanni on the podcast, and we had Joe on a while ago. Before I listened to a lot of Don Giovanni bands, I only listened to a couple of them, but now I've really expanded and love a ton of their artists. And Upset are probably one of my favorite artists on the label. They're just so fucking catchy. Like, they're just so good at making, like, pop punk, fun, catchy songs. I definitely prefer the EP over this album, but doesn't mean this album isn't still almost just as good and just as catchy and fun and enjoyable as their EP. Just, if you like pop punk or emo or just female vocals over sort of guitars, you'll like this. I definitely recommend checking out their cover of Jawbreaker's Why Do You Still Hate Me, I think is Do You Still Hate Me. It's awesome. That's one of the best covers I've ever heard. It's so fucking catchy. And I mean, I love Jawbreaker. So like, that's not, like, if you don't like Jawbreaker, I don't know if you like it, but yeah, check it out. It's on there. I kind of missed their discography. I thought the EP was before She's Gone, but apparently 76 was before was after She's Gone. So I like 76 better. So that means they're heading in a good direction. So yeah, definitely check out 76 first. And if you like that, you'll definitely like She's Gone, even if it's just slightly worse. But yeah, Josiah, what have you been listening to?
All right, I've got the first two albums I put down are what I would consider to be kind of dad rock albums, which I've been listening to kind of a bit of. A lot of how I've been listening to music lately is going to the library near my house and getting a bunch of CDs and sticking them on my car. And they've got like old stuff like Springsteen and just like total dad stuff. Half of them are like scratched up because dads have been using them for decades now, but I'll just like go in and they have like a 40 CD limit and they have a lot of stuff there. So I'll just get dumb stuff like that. But the first one is Aja by Steely Dan. I think I've just been listening to Steely Dan like since a young age through just classic rock, like my dad listening to that kind of stuff. But this album, it's like probably the most jazzy Steely Dan album. I think more like the biggest fusion of jazz and rock, and it's just I've always thought of their music as like the height of that really warm analog sound, like kind of the thing that Mac DeMarco is trying to mimic, where it just has a really warm tone to it. And a certain Deacon Blues off of this album, there's a couple articles about how they wrote this song, and how they produced it, but the way they produced all the horn section and stuff on their album is similar to how they would record like old Blue Note jazz records, where they would record them really close to the mic to give it a warm sound. And yeah, it's got this whole like LA sound to it, even though they're both from New York. Just the way they use session musicians is really interesting. They were really meticulous about, like, they wanted everything to fit perfectly in their songs, and it really shows because you can just play them over and over again, and it's just everything's in the right place. And then next album is All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. I don't know if this is the first solo Beatle album that came out after they broke up, but it's the first one from him, I think.
I believe
and
so. I'll look this up for you while you talk about it.
It's from 1970, but
yeah, that's when Abbey Road was released, so definitely soon.
Yeah, and it feels a lot like just him kind of stretching out, or just like letting loose on a lot of songs that he probably couldn't get made while he was with the Beatles, just because of the quota of, like John getting a certain amount of songs per album, Paul getting a certain amount of songs, and George was never like a main player, even though he wrote almost as much as them, I think. But
okay,
yeah,
sorry, Josiah. Sorry, it was his third solo album overall, but it was the first, it was his first solo work since breaking up with the Beatles.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, continue.
Mm-hmm. It's really, I don't know, it's just a kind of relaxed album in a way that I think his other stuff isn't, and it's still got that like rock feel, but it's just sort of I think reflective is a way I would say, a way I would describe it. But yeah, it's really good kind of comfortable rock pop music. And then my third album, which we've all listened to, of course, I think, is Puberty 2 by Mitski.
It's so good.
So good.
I don't have a lot to say other than I just been loving it so much. It's been said that it reminds me a lot of St. Vincent, and it just kind of, we've had so many good, if not debut albums, just albums from female indie artists in like the last year or so that I've been so impressed by. Just like Julia Holter, Empress of U.S. Girls, and then like Courtney Barnett, Japanese Breakfast, of course. But yeah.
Gotta give a shout out to Japanese Breakfast. We gotta do it for
Gotta do it
for Jeremiah and AJ, because they ain't here. Rest in peace.
If they actually listen to the podcast, we'll see.
Oh god. Okay, but yeah, this is Mitski. I got it on CD because we got it at my college station. It's so fucking good. Oh my god.
It's so good.
So
I got it on r/download codes. I've been listening to it a ton.
It is, yeah. It is probably, it's definitely one of the best. I would probably put it in my top 10 this year, I would say. It's definitely a top 10 album.
Definitely.
Lyrics are incredible. The songwriting is very, each song has a very unique sound to it, but still it comes together as a whole very, very well.
It all sounds like Mitski. Like, I never...
Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the thing. It's like, of course, it sounds like Mitski at the very end. It's still like, oh, this sound is still very Mitski, but, there's enough, like, diversity in the songs where it's not like, oh, this is just like, oh, the song sounds like this one. It's like, oh, these are all like pretty different sounding songs.
Yeah.
And of course,
each is a different, like, separate, fleshed out idea.
Mm-hmm. And also just, it's fucking heartbreaking. It's a fucking heartbreaking. I'm like, fucking, like, Crack Baby just fucking kills me,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, fuck. And then, like, Happy is such a, like, the way she writes the lyrics in the songs are very interesting. Sort of the story she's crafting, where it's like, Happy is a person, and she wants Happy to come inside of him, and it's like, whoa there, okay, alrighty then. It's sort of like,
and the drum on the beginning, like the so like this artificial
it's like
and sound.
It's like a Casio keyboard that a child is playing with.
So well done though, but then when the horns come in, it's just like,
Mm-hmm. Oh, it builds and builds, and of course, Your Best American Girl, the way that builds and just has that super heavy hook and chorus. It's like, it's so satisfying. It's so And again, I love this album. It's fucking great. If you haven't listened to it, it's only a half an hour long. It's definitely worth the listen. It's some of the best songwriting you'll probably hear all year from an indie rock album since maybe it's probably my favorite indie rock album since Teens of Denial came out, I would say. But I still think Teens of Denial is a top 2 album for me this year. And I'll talk about on the podcast Friday, whenever that comes out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'll let you guys continue about Mitski though, because that's all I have to say.
So good, so good.
That's all we have to.
Yeah, I just have to repeat all those feelings.
We'll probably go more in depth on the next podcast on it.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Okay, but I think that's good.
Yep, that's so we're not doing a main topic tonight because we'll just be honest. This is honestly just a filler podcast, so we can have something in between the best of the year, because we're it's okay, we have to record a podcast, and so we record a podcast. It's been too long. It's been I want to say 9 days since the last podcast, and that was when we did the interview with Colin from Strange Light Records, which was a good interview. I think you guys should listen to that if you haven't already listened to it. But yeah, that's about us for us this week. Again, make sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com Indieheads Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Indieheads Pod. Follow us on Symbol, which by the way, Symbol just updated to 2.0 and it's now officially on Android. It's out of beta. There's a new 2.0 update. It's very nice looking. Takes a little getting used to if because I'm so used to the Symbol, the way they had it before, the UI they had before. But the new UI is very smooth and nice, and I'll get used to it. It looks very fresh. #fresh. And yeah, we just hit 1.6k followers on there, which is
kind of crazy.
I know. It's where are you guys at? Why are you guys not listening to the podcast though? I get it, trust me, because I know why. But it's it's so weird that we have so many followers on there, but on here we only have I think it's we on YouTube we only have a fifth of we have 1.6k followers on Symbol, but we only have 350 subscribers on YouTube. And our iTunes is hovering around. What'd you say it was hovering around, Ethan?
Oh, 100 something, 100 to 150.
Yeah, so it's where y'all at? Why aren't you listening to us? All right, we got an archive of great stuff you can listen to. Okay, you should listen to it. You should listen to the James Blake episode. That's honestly that's probably my favorite episode of the podcast we've ever done. Is that episode? But you actually no, that's a lie, because this episode right here is the best episode we've ever. Just kidding. No, this is
on that note.
Okay, we'll see you guys next time on Thursday when we do our best of the year so far. All right, so peace out.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.